We've got Nooresh, Merani as well as Kunal Bothra joining in. And Kunal, how are you reading into that deep dive and what's that spelling for us this morning?
Yeah, of course, third or fourth straight day of correction for the indices. We've shed almost 1,000 points on the Nifty and some 2,200, 2,500 points on the Bank Nifty. So the correction has been very sharp. It's been very sudden for the indices. The point which you were making yesterday, that the indices are still holding on to their 50-day moving averages, maybe that could act as a short-term support for the index. But then what we are looking out for is a point where the index completes a corrective wave, consolidates for a couple of days. That's where we can probably expect the markets to play for a bounce. So what we can expect over the near term, if in case the markets start to consolidate, and if we remain into a range of say 50, 100 points for at least a couple of trading sessions, that's where we can probably anticipate the markets to form a bottom. So far, it looks like that the markets have are going through a corrective phase, and maybe a sell on rallies or a bounce, or taking an opportunity of a bounce to create fresh shots could be a better strategy from an index perspective.
Right. Nooresh, hi, morning. What is it that you're making of the market texture right now? And let's talk about the individual names which actually dragged us lower. Reliance with its highest contribution, 87 points on the Nifty, and then HDFC Bank and L&T. Do you sense that this cluster is going to be seeing some follow-through selling?
So, if we look at the selling, it's purely concentrated on the heavyweights. We've seen heavier the weight in the Nifty, more heavy has been the selling as well as the volumes. Now, in this case, when you look at Reliance Industries, what is interesting is yesterday the stock came close to 2,800. On the election day, the low was say 2720 and the close was around 2,800 odd levels. So this is one of the few stocks in the large caps which has come back to election day prices. And election day, we were 23,500 to 24,000. So that's been a strong move across the board in the markets, but we've seen Reliance come back to those levels. So I would not expect it to fall a lot below that 2,700 mark. So that is where it should act as a support. 2,700 is the price point where it started its rally from February 2024. So that would imply the stock has gone nowhere for 8-9 months, which would be a good entry point closer to this 2,750 to 2,700 mark. So out here, Reliance comes very close to the support levels. Then you look at HDFC Bank. The stock started a move around that 1,600, 1,650 consolidation was there. Then it started breaking out above 1,650 and went up to 1,780. So at 1,650 odd levels, this should act as a lot of strong support. So out here, these two names, which are 20% of the weight, are back to the prices where there is a lot of support. Same is the case with L&T. The election day, the lows were around 3,300 to 3,400. 3,250 was the low for the whole of 2024, roughly. So out here at 3,500, again, a lot of downsides do not open up. So if we look at the heavyweights, it looks like we are getting into a support band. So 24,800 would be a similar price point, which should hold on. So 24,800 to 25,000 mark is where you want to be dipping into large cap stocks.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.